On our recent visit to Corpus Christi, Texas, we had the pleasure of meeting Susan and Rene Trevino, the owners of the aptly named Enjoy Corpus Christi Tours company. This husband and wife team welcomed my husband and me into their home and even invited us to join them for breakfast to tell us about the kinds of tours they offer that really immerse visitors in the history and offerings of Corpus Christi. But being the wealth of information that they are as tour operators and longtime residents, they also shared some great insider tips and recommendations for anyone visiting Corpus Christi. I'm Courtney Drake McDonough, the publisher of the RealFoodTraveler.com website and host of this Real Food Traveler podcast. Join me, my husband Jimmy, who's our eco-friendly food travel and adventure editor, in our chat with Susan and Rene. So welcome, Susan and Rene. Let me have you formally introduce yourselves, if you would, and tell us about your business.
Great. I'm Susan Trevino.
And I'm Rene Trevino with Enjoy Corpus Christi Tours.
Great. And what does Enjoy Corpus Christi Tours offer?
We have a whole array of tours that we offer here, primarily in South Texas. We don't travel too far away from home, but we love to show off Corpus Christi. We love to show off the surrounding community. So our most popular tour is our sightseeing historical tour. And during that tour, we try to get people to see our really vibrant marina area, very strategically important port area, some of the oldest homes and buildings in Corpus Christi, our wonderful public art, colorful murals in our downtown area. One of the things that I really like to show off is the oldest federal cemetery in the state of Texas that so many people don't know about here. So we just try to show as much as we possibly can in an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay, all right.
We also do what we call a grand excursion, which is a half-day tour. We do a little bit here in Corpus Christi, but we take people to San Patricio County and to Aransas County. We spend a lot of time in Aransas County showing off the Rockport, Fulton, Lamar area of South Texas. These are little coastal communities, just like Corpus Christi, but they developed in an entirely different way for entirely different reasons. So we love to take that little jaunt also. We do ghost tours. It's a great way for people who think they don't like history to learn a whole lot about our history, but also have fun and learn about all the haunted stories that are here in our little town. We do cultural tours. We have a Tex-Mex experience. It's kind of you got to get in and out of the van a whole lot because we visit Mexican bakery, Mexican grocery store, Mexican candy store. We actually visit some curanderos who are faith healers, a Catholic church. We really try to bring in as many aspects of the Tex-Mex culture as we possibly can. And let's see, what else, Rene? What other types of tours do we do?
We do a World War II tour that Susan just recently developed, and it's catching on. Tells the history of the importance of Corpus Christi in World War II. People don't know the behind the scenes, the things that happened in our little town back in the day. It's really incredible.
Wow. Interesting. How did the business come to be?
I really wanted to do history tours when we retired. And we retired about the same time, and I had been doing research for years, so I had a lot of research. I began putting my research together, and I came up with a 2.5-day tour. And Rene said, no, that's really not going to work. You need to get that under 2 hours. So I just started cutting history, and we put it all together, and we began piloting. So we invited family and friends locally to go on test tours with us. And when we said we were going to be doing a history tour, they just kind of looked at us and said, what are y'all going to talk about? Because we don't have any history here. Oh. And of course, that just motivated me more because we have tremendous history. Mm-hmm. So we started it. I thought it was going to be my business. I had no idea that I could not do the tour by myself because I need to be looking at the people that I'm talking to. I can't be wearing a head mic and drive at the same time and be just talking at the street. So I said, please, will you be part of this? And Rene, of course, said yes.
That's when it happened, when I was just learning the cable channels, because I had just retired. I retired first, and then she said, well, I'm going to need a driver. Because I'm the official driver that came on board.
You got recruited.
I got recruited, so I put the channel changer down, and that was the end of cable.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to kick back and relax and do some fishing and stuff like that.
You got put to work.
This has been fantastic, a learning experience for myself. Not only have I lived here almost all my life, other than going off to college and stuff, but I'm just a learning experience. It's incredible. We have a cemetery tour that I thought, oh my goodness, why would we want to do a cemetery tour? It's during the day, historical. And, you know, the education that I learned from just watching Susan as we traversed and learned the background of all our founding fathers. And it's just incredible. It's just amazing what you learn.
What were you two doing before this business?
I was the chief operating officer for the women's shelter here.
Oh, okay.
And I was the branch manager for a large trucking company, LTL carrier, for our area for 31 years.
Wow. So completely unrelated.
Totally
in every way.
unrelated. Totally.
But it sounds like a passion project.
That's exactly what
It's exactly what I wanted to do. My major in college had been education, secondary education, and I had two primary fields of study, English and history. Well, of course, throughout my professional life, I used the English all the time, but the history never really came into play, and I was bound and determined I was going to figure out a way to get that into my life. So it worked out perfectly.
That's wonderful.
If somebody's coming to town to visit Corpus Christi, is there one or two of your tours in particular that you think would be best for them, or would any of them?
Any, but I always recommend the Sightseeing Historical Tour. It gives them a beautiful overview, and it really should be done early on in their visit, because we're going to give them a whole lot of ideas about other things that they might want to do that they maybe didn't realize was available here.
Like a foundation for your visit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and things they may come across that will make a lot more sense.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
And open up different venues that they didn't know about, and we give them the time frames that they're open or days of operation, so they could get the whole aspect of Corpus Christi. And not only Corpus Christi, but the surrounding area, because we not only want our guests to enjoy the time they're here, we want them to come back, and we want them to bring family members to enjoy. So it's just not Corpus Christi, it's the broader coastal Bend area.
Right.
So with your tours, are they walking tours, or you mentioned driving? So what is the format of the tours?
So primarily we're in a van, a really nice oversized transit van. But for example, on our ghost tours, we do get out at various locations, and there's a little bit of walking on those tours. And some of the other tours will be out of the van walking, but that van is very helpful with our nice, warm South Texas summers to be able to stay in the van as much as possible.
For the air conditioning?
Yes, we love the air conditioning.
Right. And so do you provide tours all year round, or is there a seasonality?
All year round.
All year round,
We,
okay.
we do tours all year.
Wonderful.
And we do everything by reservation. And not only do we have our set tours, we actually do customized tours. For example, we had an author come down from New York City that wanted specific background history for Corpus Christi. So Susan will customize a tour specifically relating to that time of year that she was looking for, and she would explain what was happening during that time. Or we have other customized tours where we do specific things that they want to know about. You know, for example, we had some family come in from Brazil and Houston where they met, and we talked about what their father would have been doing here in Corpus Christi as an aviator at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi. So we customize tours based on the data that they can give us. So it makes it very interesting and unique.
Very meaningful too
Yes.
to those folks.
Yeah. And do you offer food tours at this point?
We do not have food tours. We are going to add a food component next year. I'm working on a tour right now that's called Secret Treasures, or I'm not sure exactly the title, but it's going to be something like that. And we're going to take people to things that even the people here in Corpus Christi have no idea about, for the most part. For example, there is a wonderful Episcopal church here in Corpus Christi that has one of the most beautiful labyrinths I have ever seen. And because Renee and I like to travel, if we come across a labyrinth, we're going to walk the labyrinth. We love it. We just think it's great. And one of the hidden treasures that we want to be able to share is some aspect of the food that we have here in Corpus Christi. So we'll be working on that and getting it all together for early 2026.
One of the reasons that we wanted to talk to you is you've both lived here a very long time, and you know these ins and outs of the local food scene. So what would you say the locals love to eat? Like what's their favorite meal or their favorite thing to eat?
Well, there are really three things that we like to eat here. We love our Mexican food. We love that. We love our barbecue. And we love our seafood. So that's one of the things that makes us unique in terms of when you go someplace. For example, if you go to St. Louis, the food you want to eat the St. Louis barbecue. When we go to Italy, we want the pasta, all of those things. But when you come to Corpus Christi, we have 3 different types of specialties here, and we love all of them.
Now, we were talking to somebody yesterday to get a recommendation for, I said we'd like an authentic Mexican restaurant to go to. And she said, there really isn't that here. It's Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
Is that true?
That is true. We do not have the type of food that you would get in Mexico is not what we have here. It's a beautiful combination of true Mexican food, and then the South Texas culture has been mixed with that so that we have our own variety, and it is referred to as Tex-Mex food. So it's not really Mexican food, although we call it Mexican food, it's Tex-Mex.
Okay. Is there a certain meal of the day that seems more popular with locals?
Breakfast. Breakfast, we love our morning taquitos, which taquitos means little tacos. And what that is all types of things in either a flour tortilla or a corn tortilla. And I have to say that we prefer having homemade tortillas. We will eat a store-bought tortilla if we have to, but we try to find places that make their own tortillas. I particularly am fond of homemade corn tortillas, but you can put anything in a taquito. I like beans and bacon. Renee likes barbacoa and meat, carne asada, carne guisada.
Bacon and egg, potato and egg. You can actually make your own actual customized taco. So if you want to put some cheese on it, you want to put beans on it, you want to put egg, just however you want it, or a combination of different meats, they'll accommodate you. They call it a suicide, but they accommodate you.
We're just floored when our son comes home and is here. We always go out for breakfast, and he says it's his time to order, and it's like bean, bacon, cheese, chorizo, and I'm just sitting there going, oh my gosh, that just sounds awful, but he'll eat 2 or 3 of those.
That was the first taco.
Is that served open face with all those fillings, or can he stretch that lovely tortilla around it?
He's able to stretch it.
So that's typical for restaurants. I mean, that wouldn't be hard to find.
Very
Not
typical. We refer to these Mexican restaurants, which are Tex-Mex restaurants, we refer to them as taquerias. And what's different is there are a lot of Mexican restaurants across the country. Our restaurants open early morning. And oftentimes when you're traveling, a Mexican restaurant doesn't open until lunch.
Right.
So we love our taquerias.
That's wonderful.
That's a good tip.
What are some other Corpus Christi food specialties, or food or drink?
Well, barbecue, of course. Here in Texas, we have a very special type of barbecue in terms of how we cook it. We use something called mesquite wood. We have a lot of mesquite trees around here, and Renee knows really a lot more about how the cooking of our barbecue is with smoking. But
Yeah, they generally take a long time. They, just like any other brisket across the state of Texas, they like to cook it for, 8 to 10 hours, the briskets, and then come out and slice it, and then you just enjoy yours. You lather it up with all your barbecue sauce, your onions, and your pickles, and it's just fantastic. So Texas is known for its brisket. But another one that people like are fajitas, and you get the fajitas at a restaurant, but you can also get them at different restaurants. And,
So I know every region in the U.S. that likes barbecue does it their own way. So mesquite for sure is okay, and barbacoa or brisket's a big one. So not so much ribs or pulled pork or.
Well, they do have ribs, and sometimes they'll have the big dinosaur beef ribs, but pork ribs are also good, baby back ribs, and but yeah, it's just to taste what everybody likes. The thing is, they're going to be cooking it generally with smoke and with mesquite.
Okay, yeah, that's a definite
And
unique.
long stretched out procedure.
Right.
And what about seasonings and or sauces? Is there something particular to Corpus Christi in that way?
we use whatever we have.
Oh.
And every family has what they prefer, whether they make it themselves or they buy it at the store, or, we don't put a whole lot of seasoning on our barbecue, really just salt, pepper, garlic. That's about it, really, when you're making a brisket, and then
But
your
they
barbecue's
do cover it. They literally cover it.
a
so that
lot
it
of that.
permeates through.
A lot of garlic. I like a lot of garlic.
On the surface, right? Like you really pack it. The dry rub, is that the dry rub?
Yes.
then? Okay.
And what's funny is a lot of the people that make their barbecue, some of them keep it a secret, their secret ingredient, or their technique.
Sure.
It's really an art, and some of the master chefs, they really protect the way they cook it.
Right.
It's really interesting.
I don't mind saying what I use. I use salt, pepper, garlic. I love to use Worcestershire sauce. I use Worcestershire sauce on a lot of things that people wouldn't think of. I also use a Greek salad dressing.
Oh, no kidding.
And I use that with mine to keep it moist when it's cooking and that nice flavor. So, and we've cooked it with Coca-Cola. We've cooked it with brown sugar. We try all different types of things. Lots of onions, that mix, either powder or real onions sliced up. So everybody does their own thing when it comes to barbecuing at home, and that's one of the big things that people love to do here is barbecue. Any excuse to barbecue, a birthday, a wedding, a football game, it doesn't matter. Graduation, we all barbecue. And because we like to barbecue, we can go to our local grocery stores and get our meat if we want to. But we've all kind of gotten spoiled because Corpus Christi has a lot of meat markets. So we have our favorite meat markets that we go to now and get our meat to barbecue. So, and the meat markets have great recipes. They have people that work there that own the market that will give you ideas about how you might want to cook. So we use our meat markets here.
No kidding.
That's great. So that's a great tip for somebody who's doing a vacation rental here, that they could go to a meat market and get some tips. And 'cause
Absolutely.
Often, like where we're staying, they have barbecues, they have grills, so you could definitely do that. We've talked about Mexican restaurants / Tex-Mex. What other kinds of restaurants from other cultures would be typical to find in Corpus?
Well, the culture of living on the coast, I think, is seafood. So we're able to get fresh shrimp here and fresh fish. Our shrimp is extremely local, coming literally out of our bay, Corpus Christi Bay.
Oh, wow, they fish there, huh? For the shrimp.
They're shrimping in the bay.
Wow.
If you all had been here, say 30 years ago, we would have had 40 shrimp boats in our marina. We're down to less than 10 now, but they do go out almost every day, and they stay in the bay to do their shrimping. They stay in the bay primarily because our shrimp boats are small, but they bring back about 100 to 200 pounds of shrimp every day when they come in, each boat. A lot of that shrimp is sold to bait stands. People want live shrimp to fish with. But a lot of that shrimp is sold to some of our Asian restaurants. So if you get a shrimp dish from an Asian restaurant, it is going to be so fresh and wonderful. There's almost always extra shrimp to be sold, so we're able to buy shrimp very inexpensively right off the back of our shrimp boats.
Oh, wow.
So we have great fresh shrimp right off the boats, right out of the bay, but we have some really good fish markets here as well for the fish that they're fishing out in the Gulf for the fish. And Rene can tell you the types of fish that we catch in this area.
Yes, so we come across the redfish. These are all game fish, redfish and troutfish, speckled trout. And you also have the sand trout and drum. So we have a variety of different fish. And then if you go out into the Gulf, that was bay fishing, but in the Gulf, yes, you have your bigger fish that you can kingfish and different things along those lines, grouper, snapper. So,
Wow.
yeah.
May I ask where the marina is, where you can buy the shrimp off the boat? That's so interesting to me.
Yes, it's in our downtown area,
Oh.
right along the bay. Cooper's Alley is the name of the street where the shrimp boats are docked.
Oh, what time of day do they come in?
It depends on the season, but right now they're going out in the morning, and they usually come in about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
okay.
So that's usually the best time to go down there. And they will be culling the shrimp because they like to shrimp in the actual ship channel. So when they're in the ship channel, they're able to get not only the bay shrimp, but they also get the Gulf shrimp. And they're different colors and they're different sizes, so they have to separate out. So we get the benefits of both, not only the bay shrimp, but also the Gulf shrimp.
Oh, that's wonderful.
When I was here before, we were at Docks and the Pearl, and I happened to be out back and saw a fisherman, just like a leisure fisherman, pull up next to the dock and hand his catch to a man who then cleaned it, whatever it was. He had it in like a laundry basket and cleaned it for him to order, and told the guy, come back in 20 minutes. And then the guy came back, got his filleted fish, and then went inside to the restaurant, where he told me he had the option of asking for it blackened, fried, or grilled. So is that, I thought that was amazing.
Yes,
you know, you don't
that's
see that
fairly
everywhere.
common. Yeah.
So that is a pretty common thing to do.
And of course, that Docks and the Pearl are on the Intercoastal Waterway. And one of the really cool things about the Intercoastal Waterway, it's just one of really a few very, very salinic waterways across the world. And because of the high amount of salt in the water, it's a really great place to go fishing. Some of the best fishing in the world in our Intercoastal Waterway. So yeah, that's pretty common here to be able to do that.
And same with the three preparations, is that pretty
That would be the
too?
typical fried, blackened, or grilled.
So would you find that at any restaurant that serves seafood, or just
Particularly
those
the
two?
ones that are on the water.
Okay.
The ones in town, not so much, but the ones that are on the water, very close to the water, is where you're going to find that.
Okay, all right. And what about other, you know, like Asian restaurants or Portuguese, or, you know?
We have so
What might
many
you
different types of opportunities to have great food. And I just will do a plug right now. The Greek Orthodox Church this weekend, for example, is having a Greek festival. And the food is, everybody looks forward to the Greek food during the Greek festival. But we have a lot of Mediterranean food here, wonderful Mediterranean restaurants here. We have Asian restaurants that are just superb, I think. We really enjoy our Asian food, and we have several that are really, really good. What other types of food do we have here? We have, when I say Asian, I'm usually thinking Chinese or Vietnamese, but we have a lot of great Japanese with the sushi. There's one 2-block area in downtown Corpus Christi where there are 3 sushi restaurants, all very, very good. We love our sushi here. So we have just about anything that anybody wants to eat, we're going to have it.
I saw those last night when we were doing the art walk, and they all seem to be busy. So obviously they can support the everybody's interest in it. I'm going to ask the same question in a bit about drinks, but if you came to Corpus Christi, maybe just for a quick weekend, is there one food item that you have to have? Like you can't leave Corpus Christi without having had this.
You got to have a Whataburger.
Oh no!
I know. Oh my gosh.
They are everywhere.
That is
everywhere
true.
here. They are everywhere.
Yeah, okay, and explain why that.
Typically, we would we try to always recommend local, although we do have some really good chains here. The reason Whataburger is local is it was founded here back in 1950. And Mr. Dobson, who founded Whataburger, wanted a hamburger that it took 2 hands to hold. And when you took your first bite, you would say, "What a burger." So we always suggest, it's so funny, the number of people that have never had a Whataburger, and they always say, well, we've got to try. We have a Whataburger downtown that used to be the country's largest Whataburger and the only 2-story Whataburger. So it's kind of a treat to go there. It's no longer the largest. There is a 3-story Whataburger on the Strip in Las Vegas. But we still love our Whataburgers. Renee and I probably have a Whataburger once a week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
We got to have one.
Yeah.
I've never had one.
Me either. No.
Well,
Is there a certain one that should be our starter, our gateway?
Just get the Whataburger, the number 1.
Okay.
And we now have progressed down to the Whataburger Junior. But the Whataburgers are good.
Okay.
So,
well, normally we dissuade people from going to chains, but we'll allow this since it
was founded here in Corpus
yes,
Christi.
it's a local.
Texas.
It's a local food here. Okay, what else? That's not Whataburger.
well, I think we have some really great shrimp, and if it's okay to name some restaurants,
Sure,
I'd like to be able to do that. One that I am just so proud of this restaurant, it's called Water Street Oyster Bar. And it opened, I believe, back in the 1990s. It has consistently great seafood. I particularly love just the fried shrimp, but Renee has his favorite.
Well, I like the bacon wrapped shrimp or the pecan crusted shrimp. They also have chicken where they stuff it with crawfish.
Oh,
So
wow.
stuffed crawfish chicken. Oh, it's really good. So there's just a variety, and they have just a mixture of everything. They have oysters, and so it gives quite a selection of seafood options.
So that's on one end of the spectrum, but there's another seafood restaurant that we absolutely love, and it's a combination seafood restaurant and Mexican restaurant. It's called La Ribera, and you can buy your shrimp by the pound. You can buy it a la carte and have a plate with shrimp and French fries and salad and whatever. But we like to just go buy a pound of shrimp. Don't bring us anything else. Just let us eat our pound of shrimp.
It was steamed.
It's fried.
Fried or grilled.
Okay.
Yes, it is so good. Very, very good. Very fresh. And you always know that your shrimp is fresh if it pulls out of the tail very easily.
Oh,
So it always pulls out perfectly.
Oh,
So we
okay.
love La Ribera
Yeah.
also.
Those both sound great.
yeah, yeah. Any other recommendations you want to make on?
We like, just thought of this one, very close here to home. It is another locally owned restaurant. It's called Nolan's. And Nolan's has really, really good fried shrimp. But they have a variety of food too. You can get a great chicken fried steak there, good fried or grilled pork chops there, always a great, nice, fresh salad, and they have delicious desserts. Carrot cake and just, and they they put those slices right out where you can see them,
Of course.
and you just can't leave without getting a piece of carrot cake. Which, bringing up carrot cake and desserts, there are two restaurants here in town that have they both have great food, but I always want their dessert, and I'm not a dessert eater, but I can't resist sometimes. Elizabeth's at the Art Museum, wonderful Mediterranean food. And not only is the food wonderful, the views from the restaurant are spectacular of our bay, just gorgeous views. Service is wonderful, everything about it is great. But they have a lemon rosemary cake that is just so good. And then there's another restaurant called Gallery 41 that is at the Art Center across from the marina. And they have a chocolate churro cake that is really, really good. Both of these places have the ability for you to eat outside. So you can either eat inside or outside. And so it's just, really, really, really good food and good dessert. So
Yeah, I think I need to take a dessert tour.
Yeah.
All of those
That may be one of your food tours.
Yeah, that's one of the things we have talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Doing this dessert and champagne.
Yeah.
But I would like to put it, since we were talking about, because we are in Texas, we do have beef. So anybody that likes a good steak, I would suggest the U&I restaurant, which has longevity. It's been here over 50 plus years. And then Nico's, another steak place, but very reasonably priced, but very, very good. Both of them.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
And the old steakhouse, all good steaks,
yeah.
all locally owned. Really, really
We
good
heard that
steaks.
from it's So Bonita.
Bonita, yeah, she recommended that one.
It's very good.
Yeah, and made sure to say it's literally called the Old Steakhouse.
The old steakhouse, yes.
Not just
It
how.
is.
We're gonna have
how
to
you
write all
refer
those
to it.
down.
Yes, yeah,
Looks
definitely.
like y'all are going to eat more.
Yes. Well, and if you don't mind, when and we'll talk about this at the end with our article, if you don't mind sharing that list with us, I'll link to all those restaurants.
Fantastic.
So people can look into those more. So what about drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic? Are there iconic drinks to Corpus Christi?
In terms of iconic drinks, when you come to South Texas, because of the Tex-Mex culture, there are probably two things that come to my mind. One is having a good margarita. Now, a good margarita, for me, does not have to have the best tequila in it.
Okay.
Because if you're going to mix tequila with something, why mess up a really good tequila with whatever you're going to mix?
Sure.
There is a restaurant here in town that we absolutely love called El Muelle de San Blas. It is also kind of a seafood Mexican restaurant, but they have every single day a special on their margarita that is so good. It's like under $2, right?
Wow.
But they put chamoy on the rim, a lot of chamoy, not just a little sprinkling of chamoy and tahine, but it is so, so good. And I have to
The
admit,
important thing on a margarita, though, you don't want it to be all limey and tasty. And Now this is a really good margarita.
Really, really
Not
good.
sickly sweet.
Yeah.
No.
Fluorescent green. Yeah.
And we have
Hate
been
that.
known
Yes.
after one of our tours, especially a morning tour that ends around 12:30, to head straight to El Muelle de San Blas and have one of those margaritas.
The whole tour, or just the two of you?
just the two of us.
okay.
Although
That's your reward.
we have taken groups there before.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice. The other drink that people just like here is a Mexican beer. One that everybody, I think, likes is Sol beer, S-O-L. It means sun. It's a Mexican beer. And what we like to do with our beer is we like to add lemon to it. What I do is have a mug filled with ice, and I get the waiter staff to please bring me as many limes as they'll bring me, and I squeeze those limes into the ice as much as I can get, and then I pour my Sol beer, or whatever Mexican beer I can get, into that, and then I'll sprinkle it with some salt. That is so good. That's about the only way I can drink beer.
Oh, no kidding.
But everybody in South Texas loves their beer too. A good cold beer with barbecue or with seafood is great, or with Mexican food, or with any meal.
And with as far as across the country, every city has their breweries popping up. The same as Corpus Christi. We got quite a few breweries here that Corpus Christi that make fantastic beers. So.
Yeah, we went to, now correct my pronunciation, but Nueces?
Nueces.
Nueces. Okay, Nueces Brewing
Brewery.
downtown. We were there yesterday and had a couple of great beers. Their Oktoberfest, which was so flavorful. And then another one that was on the opposite end, very like a light, like Sol beer. Very, very light and low alcohol. They were both great. Fun atmosphere.
Tell us the names of a couple other breweries that you'd recommend.
There's the Lazy Beach.
So we saw that.
Saw that one?
Because I commented to Jimmy that it's I love the name of it.
Yeah, that's pretty chill. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to mention Nueces. That is the name of our county also. Corpus Christi is in Nueces County.
Okay.
And Nueces, we have a lot of Spanish words here
Sure.
because of that Tex-Mex culture, the blending of the cultures. Nueces actually means nut, particularly pecan.
Oh.
So everything goes back to food,
Right,
doesn't it? We like to have pecans. Coming from the South, if you put pecans and butter and bacon, if you can figure out a way, those are the three main ingredients that I need to make something good.
Right. Maybe put that in your beer next time.
Yeah, I definitely put pecans in all of my salads. I have to have pecans.
I do love a good pecan pie.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in fact, we the first night we were here, we went to a little grocery store near where we're staying at Lively Beach, and in their bakery section, or no, it wasn't the bakery section. It was like where the milk is and the yogurt and all that. But they had all these desserts there, and they had pecan pie. Which we got some of, and it was one of the best pecan pies we've ever had. But they also had a selection of bars, like lemon bars, brownies, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one that has like everything in it, coconut, with coconut and pecans and various chocolate chips. I can't remember what that kind is called, but I thought, okay, well, this is telling me that Corpus Christi likes its desserts, and likes bars.
Yes.
A lot, like dessert bars.
Yes, and another thing that reminds me is the Mexican bakeries here. The baked goods are called pan dulce, which means sweet bread, right? And sweet bread, pan dulce, is something that you can eat all day long. Typically, it used to be very inexpensive, so people would get their pan dulce for the day, and they would have pan dulce after they had their breakfast. They'd have a little piece of pan dulce. Then maybe after they have lunch, and a little snack in the afternoon, and even a little dessert at night. And pan dulce is beautiful. When you go into a Mexican bakery, it's all the color. Pinks, browns, yellows, greens, just all the colors. And again, like I said, very inexpensive. And typically the way you go into a Mexican bakery to get your pan dulce is you're given a tin tray and a pair of tongs, and you open the cabinet and you pick out your own pan dulce and serve yourself, and then you take it and they tally up your pan dulce and they give you a box or a bag and you have it for the day. So that is something that here in Corpus Christi is very, very typical still of people that the Hispanic population here love their pan dulce, but it's also a part of the blending of the cultures with the Anglo community, with the Hispanic community. The Anglo community also, we love the pan dulce as well. Now, we also love just a regular donut, but we love our pan dulce too. So.
Is there concha? Is that considered?
Conchas, yes.
Okay, pan dulce.
Concha,
Yes.
Okay.
concha means
Colorful.
shell.
Right.
It's one of Renee's favorite. And,
It's not to love. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, when you get it fresh and nice and soft, it's wonderful. He sometimes goes and buys a bag of conchas, and of course he can't eat all the conchas in one day, and they'll last for quite a while. You just use the microwave and they're soft again. So
For 15 seconds.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
15 seconds in the micro.
Precisely.
And it's nice and warm, and colorful still, and it just falls apart. Fantastic.
Conchas, empanadas, and of course here in South Texas, our empanadas are filled with fruit. So for example, pumpkin or apple or pineapple, sometimes lemon. Whereas in other parts of the world, empanadas may be filled with cheese or with meat. Here it's fruit.
Okay.
And the other thing is, if you're in a Mexican restaurant, you may see a little container on the counter, and it's pan de polvo. So they're little cookies that when you put them in your mouth, they actually just dissolve. If it's a really good make of pan de polvo, it'll just fall apart in your mouth. It'll be so sugary and so good. It's amazing.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Yeah.
Gotta
Check
try
that out. You'll see it on the countertops.
Okay.
If they don't, just ask them if they have any pan de polvo.
So when we're driving
Right
through
above.
Corpus Christi and we see a sign, what do we look for? Like, what's the name on the sign? Like, is it panaderia? Because I see panaderia, pasteleria, or whatever. What?
You almost have to know the name of the bakery.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you're right, because like in Mexico, you're going to see if they're selling bread, but
Right.
their bread, for example, when you see panaderia in Mexico, it's going to be all kinds of bread, not just the pan dulce. Here, you just kind of have to know, or you can call us, Enjoy Corpus Christi Tours, and we'll tell you where to go, depending on what part of town you're in.
I love
we'll
that
tell
you
you
brought
where to
that
go.
back.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's a very, yeah, be careful what you offer there. You're going to get some calls, so that's great.
Oh, well, we do. We do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we generally volunteer. Even if our tours are booked, we'll offer them information as to where they can go and what to do. You know, so if they're here just for one day, they didn't get in on our appointment time. So but we'll definitely help out
Yeah,
any visitors to our Corpus Christi area.
that's good to know.
Super.
So you, I assume you kind of work with people in the travel industry because if somebody's coming here, it seems like a natural to connect with you, to have them show people around and create a tour or do one of your tours that are already made. Even, you know, I know you're not doing the food ones until next year, but you're an important part of the tourism here, aren't you?
We think so, and we work very closely with Visit Corpus Christi. They're the ones that have really the means to advertise all the wonderful things here in Corpus Christi, and so we work very closely with them. We work very closely with the hotels as well, particularly our downtown hotels. One of the things that we're able to do here, and we didn't know this, but in other cities, you have to pay to be able to do this. For example, if you go to try to pick someone up at a hotel in San Antonio, my understanding is you have to pay to do that, pay the hotel. We are able to go pick up our guests that are staying at downtown hotels, and we don't have to pay the hotel or anything like that. The hotels are just so grateful because that's helping their client not have to drive and meet us at a meeting point. So we really work closely with the hotels. We work with the downtown management district as well, because we really like to show off the downtown. So we really like to know all the new things that are happening in the downtown management district. We work with several other business networking groups too, to help get the word out. And of course, we have our website.
And one of the other things that we've been doing, well, we've been doing it for day one, is we do a lot of step-on tours. So we have reunion groups, veteran groups that are coming down. So we'll step on their big bus tour, and we'll do a combination of our tours and coordinate, either customize it for them or actually just do a programmed tour that we do, like the sightseeing historical tour. So their whole bus gets it all, and we go through our route using their big bus.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
so we got step
So you're stepping on their bus.
their
Right,
Okay,
we
gotcha.
step on there.
Okay.
And so we'll tour with them for one day, or we'll tour with them for 3 days, and whatever their length of time is, and whatever their needs are, we'll accommodate them accordingly.
How far in advance does someone need to book a tour with you?
We are suggesting that people give us at least 24 hours, but we have people that will call in the morning and want a 10:30 tour that morning. So we
Yeah.
don't,
That's last minute.
we don't, yes, and that's kind of a South Texas thing. We're not real punctual. We're not real. We're just very, very laid back. And as soon as somebody gets here, the nice thing is they kind of go into that mode, which is good. Just relax. But it's helpful for us if we know in advance exactly what we're going to be doing the next day. But we don't have hard and fast rules.
And it goes to that part about Susan's passion for it.
Yes.
Wake up, Renee, wake up, we're going.
No sleeping in today, Renee.
It's just two people, but they're from Nebraska and they need to know about what we do here.
Yeah, and we're just trying to get the word out, the education. We're just so proud of our city. I mean, we've always been that way from day one, and we still are, and it's just one thing that we want to promote it as much as possible.
That's
Like I
wonderful.
said, we want them to go back, tell their friends, and come back with all their friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, when we first started doing the tours, we really thought we would tour with whoever, a group or two people or whatever, one time, and that would be it. We would never see them again. We do so many repeat tours, people that come back to Corpus Christi. We have people that come back and want to do the same tour.
Really?
And then we have people that come back and want to do whatever I've come up with, the new tour of the year, you know, or they will come back every year.
They're your
to
groupies.
Do, you know, yes, you know,
They're really
we
nice people.
literally have people that have toured with us 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
In,
Well, you're doing something right.
in the 8 years that we've been doing our business. So, you know,
We make it.
now that we we realized that pretty quickly within the first year that was going to be the way it was going to be. And so we knew it had to be quality, and you can't disappoint people.
Right.
If you're just doing it one time and you tell somebody, I'm sorry, I can't, then okay, but that could be somebody that's going to tour with you 5 times if you were able to tour with them. So we always try to say yes if we can.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
terrific.
If we can.
Definitely. Well, that leads us perfectly into wrapping up our lovely conversation here. How can people find out about your tours and get more information, both website-wise and on social media?
Just go to our website, Enjoy Corpus Christi Tours, and we're on Facebook, Enjoy Corpus Christi Tours.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy. And then our phone number will be there, and they can just give us a call. They can shoot us an email. Our email's on everything, however they want to communicate, and we'll answer and try to take care of them.
Wonderful. Well, I alluded to this earlier that with Real Food Traveler, with our podcast, we always have an associated article also on our website in case somebody's coming at this podcast through realfoodtraveler.com, and there we'll have pictures of the two of you and some pictures related to your tours so people have a visual there, and we'll have the link to your website and your Facebook page, and we'll put your phone number on there too, and hopefully if you guys don't mind giving us the list of some of these wonderful places that you've talked about and recommended, and we'll include those too. And we just encourage people to call you up and make plans to do at least one of your tours while they're here in town visiting. So the Real Food Traveler podcast is always available on iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon, YouTube, and pretty much anywhere else you like to listen to your podcasts. So Susan and Rene, thank you so much for being our guests today, and to my husband Jimmy for tag teaming it with me as host. Thrilled to be back visiting again and to bring Jimmy for the first time, and we've just had a wonderful time so far and still have a day and a half to go.
Yeah,
so we're gonna
lots to do.
put some of your recommendations to work for us.
Good,
time
good.
remaining. So thank you so much, and podcast listeners, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.